Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Arnhem Checkpoint. Our heroes today are going to be vbmars, playing as the Ostir, or Wehrmacht faction, in the blue. And his opponent is going to be Mr. Stephen BK1, playing as the U.S. forces in the red. So while the game gets underway, I'm going to talk about something a little bit, but not a lot. The thing is that today, when I'm recording this, a patch just came out for Company Heroes. Now, I managed to not update so that I can cast this game. They got sent to me, but I think I might not make any videos the rest of the week as far as them coming out. And I think I want to cast the games that Helping Hands had during the ESL. And if I update, I can't, so I might not have more videos after this until next week. Not sure. Maybe I can, but this is my initial thought process right now. As we see vbmars wiring the point in every direction. Even though you can just simply put yourself right there, I believe, and still cap it, but whatever. Anyways, we do hear an engagement in the center. Rifles and the MG for vbmars duking it out. Rifles popping into the church, popping out of the church, and continuing to move along to capture territory as much as they can. We see vbmars building his tier 1, getting himself a Grand Squad, and then getting 2 MGs. For Steven, we have him selecting his Doctrine right away, and that is the Heavy Cavalry Company, and starting off with 3 rifles. So, yeah, there you go. So shots flying at the church, rifles taking a loss, popping out through the back. Probably going to pop back in, then pop back out, and things of that nature, just to be able to view. And they're able to get a quick view of the terrain before they're forced to pop out. Rifles on the far right-hand side going for the victory point. We do have an MG42 and Pios moving along in that direction. And on the left-hand side, we have the rear echelon squad just capturing everything without any opposition whatsoever. So that is pretty good for it. Sorry, my earbuds are making this weird noise, which I'm not sure if it's coming through on the actual recording. Hopefully not, but it's a weird, like, buzzing metallic sound. Might just be a bad connection here on the plug, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. I'll just deal with it. As we hear some engagements going on in the center, the Grens just taking cover, not going for the point as there's rifles nearby. I might just end up not using that side, yeah. It's the earbud on the left side, on my left ear, so I just stick it out. Screw it. Not going to listen to that weird-ass noise. So anyways, Grens moving up to the north, engaging the rifles at range. They do have light cover, so they are going to be winning that engagement. And we hear the MG42 still firing at the rifles over at the church. MG42 popping out, moving along. MG42 on the far right-hand side, catching a rifle squad out in the open, getting it pinned down. Second MG42 getting a crossfire angle right there, managing to get a decent amount of damage on that rifle squad, forcing it to retreat down to 3 men. More rifles getting produced for Steven. And vbmars now up to 3 MGs in total. It's probably going to bite him in the ass, I think, but we'll see. And we see off-map smoke barrage getting called in right on top of that MG as the rifles move along, breaking the line of sight on that house and trying to fight the Grens. We do have a second MG taking fire from across the street, popping into the house. They both pop. The MG's probably going to turn sights, and we'll see what happens. Rear echelon squad coming up behind the lines. It looks like they're going to go for... I don't actually know. This point is currently decapped as we do have that MG42 set up in the center. Second MG, so I can only assume that vbmars wants to riddle the center with MGs in every direction. That's why he has so many. As 2 of them are currently just set there in the center and not actually moving around. So it's going to make it a little bit difficult for Steven to break through, but he does go for the captain tech, which means that he could start building himself. Ooh, sorry. Wow, my brain. Stop it, Rain. There you go. Sorry. He can start building either a steward, which is probably what he's going to do, but he can also get the pack howitzer, so he can easily start clearing out those buildings and making sure that those MGs aren't really that big of an issue. Back at base, vbmars has gone for tier 2, so interesting. He teched tier 1 only to get a single Grand Squad and then 3 MGs. Going tier 2, getting a 222. The 222, I mean, it's going to be kind of okay, but there is a captain on the field, so it needs to be a little bit careful where it's harassing, but for the most part, it should be fine to attack anything it wants. And we have Steven just going behind the lines, capturing everything he wants. We see the Pios capturing the center strategic point, which is going to reconnect those resources on the right-hand side, meaningly the fuel. But yeah, that MG42 managing to force the retreat of that rear echelon squad. As behind, we do have Captain and another rifle squad just moving along, capturing. MG42 will catch the Captain, but we have rifles pushing forward.
The capture point is being overrun.
And we have a second 222 coming up right behind the original one. Scout car is going to be crushing the crops, vineyards, and the rifles quickly retreat as they realize, well, we're going to die. So a big engagement here in the center with these 222s, but not a lot to be said about it. Pretty much everybody's just sitting around. I mean, there's no AT guns or things moving into position. The captain was forced away. So we have rifles just holed up inside the house, getting shot at by MG42s from multiple directions. And the 222s just laying into the church with its autocannon, riddling the rifle squad inside. And all the rifles are forced to retreat, as it looks like a rifle squad might have actually gone down. So the 222s moving straight through the center, going to be doing a lot of damage there. The captain now finally up, going to be able to get some good shots in there with the bazooka. The bullet shots land here. They could potentially kill this 222, but they move out of range. And unfortunately for the captain, they are unable to seal the deal there. We do have a steward on the field for Steven, though. We have seen, however, a steward getting eaten alive by 2 222s before, so, you know, we are potentially in the same situation here. We also see vbmars going for a pack gun. Good decision there, as he does see, of course, the steward coming into play. Grand Squad having to retreat through the center. Steward chasing it down, but it looks like it's barely going to make it out of there. MG in the center, though, is now taking the brunt of the damage here to the steward. The 222s have moved up to the north to get repairs from the Pio squads, as the Pio squads cap. And the MG in the center getting torn apart by the steward, as it is not opposed. Is going to make it out of there, but down to one man. Pack gun now on the field, going to be setting up in the center to try and push away that steward. The steward trying to clear off the MG inside the house. MG crew popping up through the back, going to be retreating. 4-man strong, so they should be fine. They're pretty clumped up, so could kill a lot of them in one shot. However, with the spread, looks like it's not going to be happening. Center map, Steven going to be capturing a lot of territory, although the captain down to one man, forced to retreat. But we do have a lot of rifles flooding up from behind. Back at base, though, we do not have a ambulance yet for Steven, so his troops are being forced to move out damaged. Rangers getting called in for Steven. Not bad. Pack gun taking some shots into the center. Interesting, though. I mean, I suppose it could potentially hit an infantry and kill it, but that seems unlikely to happen. The pack gun's still being told to shoot crown, so that means that it is not... Or can it actually see those guys? Maybe it can see those. And we see more another smoke barrage getting called in right in front of everything. It's kind of expensive to use those. It's 50 munitions, so, you know, you can quickly burn through your munitions with that. But here we go. So the pack gun getting a good angle here. Well, no, actually it moved itself. If he hadn't moved it, he actually would have been able to get a shot off going. The 222s, though, do manage to retaliate. Oh, nice shot there by the pack gun. Manages to nail it right at the edge of its range. The 222s manages to inflict damage to the steward, as we know they can, and the steward is forced to back off. Not a lot of damage done by the 222s, but, you know, it can easily start to pile off. One of them does get a little bit damaged there, but so far they're fine. And we see S minefields getting laid down for vbmars. Pretty nice, because we haven't seen those in quite a while, actually. So vbmars utilizing this opportunity to recap pretty much the entire map. We see the steward getting chased down, getting fausted. The 222s going on the hunt, and down goes the steward. So once again, history repeats itself. Ooh, nasty shots there by the bazookas of the captain, managing to do a lot of damage to the 222s. Basically crippling them for a while. They are going to need repairs before they want to engage again, but, well, c'est la vie. So the Rangers now on the field, getting upgraded with their Tommy guns. They get 4 of them, so we have an odd man out. Orders. Haven't seen these guys too much. What the hell am I meant to do with these? But, well, I mean, they're there. And you can see the guy right there with the carbine. I miss the original Rangers, you know, the ones that came with bazookas. But, well, I suppose you already have the captain for that, right? So Steven seems to be pretty pinned to his base. He only has 1 point. It's currently connected, providing resources. And a point on the far left-hand side, which is currently cut off. And resource-wise, I mean, we see Steven with only 7 fuel income, whereas vbmars is sitting very, very pretty at a 39 income in fuel. So he has to be feeling rather good. Utilizing the Rangers, manages to push forward and, you know, force away an MG. We have rifles moving up behind that. We have wires just laid down across, not actually built. And we have the Pio squads, 2 Pio squads now at a time for vbmars, doing repairs on the 222s, getting them back in working order. For Steven, though, he does build a second steward, wanting to keep some semblance of armor capacity on the field. We'll have access, of course, to the Pershing if he so desires, but, well, that is both very far away as far as command points goes and resource. 300. I mean, that's 200. Fuel. Steward, though, manages to push forward right at the perfect time there as the captain manages to inflict a decent amount of damage there to one of the 222s. Steward comes in, throws in his hand, and manages to get a kill on one of the 222s. We also see a mortar half-track on the field for vbmars. Ooh, nice shot there. Nailing the captain. That was the rifle grenade. Pack gun, in a very, very bad position, is unable to do anything when it comes to the steward. The steward moves behind the lines and is going to be crippling and destroying the mortar half-track. Mortar half-track trying to move out of the way, popping its own smoke. The pack gun, again, is just moving straight to the front. I mean, I know that you want to shoot something right in the face and bang, kill it. But, you know, simple geometry would tell you that, you know, you have a much shorter range of fire the closer to your arc. So, you know, you can keep your gun a little bit further away, but, well, it's now there, dancing around as the steward circle strafes it, kills off another vehicle, killing the 222, and giving Steven basically all the time in the world to bring himself back into the game now. I mean, at this point, he is essentially back in the game. One of the MGs has fallen and is currently in possession for Steven. And vbmars has lost his mortar half-track and 2 of his 222s. And you can see it on the pop cap, 38 to 39, 38 to 42, 38 to 37 as it fluctuates. But basically, Steven manages to equalize here and pretty much bring himself up to par. Still, the resource discrepancy is a factor. You know, vbmars is still in the lead. He's also in the lead with victory points, 462 to 380. But, I mean, with that move and that steward, yeah, Steven did a lot of work and manages to bring himself back into the game. So, at this stage, I can still say it's pretty much anybody's game. So, let's see. vbmars pushing forward with all his troops, trying to recapture some territory. Pio's behind. Panzer Grenadiers getting built for vbmars. Looks like he wants to have some better form of anti-infantry, although I am going to assume he really wants them for the Shreks instead, having a better form of anti-tank. Because he does have access to that, although he does not have the... No, actually he does have the munitions, never mind. I was looking over here. Steven calling in another smoke barrage right on top of those MGs, breaking line of sight, forcing them to retreat and reposition. But, again, pretty much spending all his munitions just to do that. Rifles do have access to a much cheaper smoke grenade, though you do have to put yourself in harm's way to be able to get to it. The main gun destroyed on the Steward. Nice shot there by the pack gun. If there was still a 222 on the field, could potentially chase it down and maybe killed it, but unfortunately here for vbmars, he doesn't have a finisher. However, though, it does manage to pick himself up a kill on a rifle squad, which again swings it back in his momentum. A little bit more definite. And yeah, the Steward crawls its way back, gonna be getting repairs going at the front of the base. And we see yet another Steward getting produced for Steven, so does not look like he is interested in teching. He's just going to be keeping his captain tech and getting stewards. And then I'm assuming going to be calling into the later stages of the game the Pershing heavy tank to be his oomph. Anyways, second rifle squad probably going to be taken down here. No, it looks like it's barely going to make it out of there. Nice bundle grenade going off on the MG, forcing it to retreat. But unfortunately there, I think for vbmars it would have been a little bit better if he had told them to focus down the retreating rifle squad, which would have not made it out of it alive. But hindsight is, of course, 2020, and he thought he had something there. MG bunker does get laid down for vbmars. Interesting that we're seeing bunker use a little bit more now. Not sure if it's that, that great, but still. Bunkers are a great way to spend your manpower, basically. If you have a surplus, which vbmars currently does. He's up to 750. Does, of course, need 640 for the Tiger, but he is still a couple command points away from getting there, so at this point he should utilize it. He could start building some caches on the points behind there. He's getting some more resource income. Maybe fuel, maybe munitions if he wants to. But yeah, try and see about spending that manpower as best you can. Steward moving along on the right-hand side. Nothing really for it to fight there. We have a pack gun right there in the center. Not sure why it's there. Not doing anything, but getting itself shot up and losing its members. As we see the Shreks from the Panzer Grenadiers, which we assumed were going to be getting upgraded. And the pack gun just laying into this house in the center, trying to do as best it can. We do have a flanking maneuver here going down by the Stewards, getting themselves right behind that pack gun. The pack gun, like I said, completely exposed here. Panzer Grenadier squad going to be going down. Yeah, I mean, it dropped their Shrek, picks up their Shrek, and gets torn to shreds. Yeah, that's a very good maneuver there by Steven, setting up that flank. He got his Steward over here, realized there was no opposition, so not a bad opportunity to set up a flank, and it worked wonderfully, as he also saw with these guys everything that was going on and was able to just sit there and withstand the damage. Behind the lines, we see the MG42s just fall all over the place. Grand Squad trying as best it can to get a Faust going. Does manage to get the hit on that Steward, but only manages to get itself killed eventually, and the MG bunker will be going down as well. The vehicle crew will be popping repairs. I believe it's going to be popping the critical repairs just to make sure that the vehicle can't move. And I mean, at this stage, he can do whatever the hell he wants. vbmars has lost everything. Starts building himself a mortar half-track and is right about to be able to get a Tiger. So with that Tiger, he could potentially bring himself back into the game. Tiger needs to do a lot of work, get rid of both Stewards and maybe get some infantry kills. But we'll see. We also have the mortar half-track on the field, trying to clear what it can. 462 to 243. I mean, vbmars is still in the lead in that regard. Currently has a triple cap going against Steven, so he did get a good flank there and did a lot of damage with that. There's still a lot to go. The pack gun seems to be the objective here for that rifle squad? Yes, it is. So the Tiger makes itself known. Shots fly. The Steward will be shooting, getting a stun going on the Tiger as the pack gun manages to get shots on the side. This pack gun needs to die quickly, or the Tiger will be torn to shreds. Good shots going on the side. The Stewards can combine their hits there to do the stun more often. And shots in the rear armor will actually penetrate. See the I don't know what that was actually, but something getting torn apart. Steward goes down, but the pack gun is still there in range, moving along. No infantry to stop it. One Steward trying to move along. It is veteran C3. Yes, it is getting damage done on the Tiger. Incendiary rounds getting popped there by the thing. However, this smoke right here is breaking line of sight on that thing. The Steward is just doing a lot of work here, just hitting on the rear armor of the Tiger. It's actually going to be able to kill it if it doesn't, you know, react fast enough. The Tiger just needs to get the hell out of there. Oh my god, the Steward is going to circle straight for Tiger. Pack gun moves up, takes a shot at the Tiger, and down it goes. And I think with that, it's game. vbmars pretty much has no hope at this point. He has time and can maybe set up to, you know, do something, but losing that Tiger. We've seen it time and time again. Players just getting their heavy tank or that one tank and hoping that it, you know, turns the game around for them completely. Nope. I mean, that's not how it works. I mean, it can, I suppose, but yeah. Everything retreating. vbmars throwing an LOL. I suppose having some fun here, seeing how things are not going his way, even leaving the half-drag there to get shot. It doesn't look like he's even inclined to move it. Down it goes. MG goes down with everything lost. vbmars even starts building some 222s. But I think, yeah, at this point, he just throws in the towel and calls a game. So, yeah, I mean, good job there by Steven coming back into the game and managing to get a win. But I think that was vbmars' mistake there. The Tiger was the equalizer there, and he didn't need to send it that further front. I mean, didn't need to go balls deep. It just needed to be patient with it, and there wasn't much that Steven had on the field to do against it. So he could have easily utilized the Tiger to clear out the pack gun there and just, you know, work his way back from that point, which he was behind at that point. But anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.